Go ahead and start the recording. Right. Okay, so I think it's just me, you, and Nishit. Hey, Nishit.
Hey, Jain.
Jitendra. Let me just share my screen. Okay, Jai Janendra. Welcome everyone to worldwide virtual class, Jain virtual classroom. We are currently running a stress management workshop from Jain's perspective. There are four parts to this workshop. First part was understanding what the stress is and learning the definition of stress. Second part is about learning the causes of stress. Third part is about learning the consequences of stress. And fourth part is about managing stress. We are currently in the second part. We just started last time what the causes of stress are. So we will look into the causes. Last time we did a little bit of recap. From the first part, we learned that the stress is a vibhavakarya or unnatural behavior of belief or soul, and our wrong beliefs, mithya darshan, and our kashayas are the root causes of the stress. So now what we are doing is, in this session, we are basically trying to dissect what those root causes are, what type of wrong beliefs are there, what type of kashayas are there. And then we had some discussion on what state of extreme stress is. So we divided state of extreme stress into two parts. One was uncontained extreme stress. The second one was contained extreme stress. As you can see, what's common under both of them, contained and uncontained, is the presence of wrong belief, which is called mittatva, and presence of intense passions or anantanubandhi kashayas, which are anger, ego, deceit, and greed, and so on. So as so long they both are there, that state is considered state of extreme stress. But in the state of uncontained extreme stress, you have additional immoral, violent, unethical behavior that has been expressed, and that was classified as Panch Mahapap and seven addictions, subvyasans. We talked first one last time, the form of extreme violence, which is coupled with the wrong beliefs and what the forms are. And even though we may or may not realize, we may or may not call it stress. As per the absolute comprehensive definition of stress, it is a stress. The difference is in our day-to-day life, we only call stress, we call things that we dislike, call stress. But here, anything that leads us to eventual unhappiness is considered stress. Okay, so next is form of gross deceitful untruth. So what's the definition? So by the way, if you want reference for this material, I've taken some of this material directly and translated from Ratnakara Shravakachar. Is one of the very popular Jain Shravakachar layman's code of conduct scripture. So distorting facts or lying in any form with the intent of causing harm or to gain undeserved advantage is called undeceitful untruth. Deceitful untruth. So that includes speech or communication in any form that may cause or motivate wrong beliefs, unethical and immoral behavior, that may cause conflicts, that may cause excessive attachments and hatred to someone, the things that may cause someone to get very stressed or depressed, things that may cause to defame someone by revealing someone's private matter, things like that may cause harm to someone's livelihood or possessions, something that may cause harm to someone, something that someone deserves, or something someone to get something that we do that may cause someone to get undeserved punishment. So along with that, everything else, uncivilized speech or speech filled with ego, insult, or hatred is also a form of gross, deceitful untruth. And one thing to notice here is that even if someone speaks the truth with the intent of harming someone, that's considered untruth because of their deceitful intentions. That's a thing to consider here. So this is right out of Ratnakaran Shravakachar behavior. We're not just talking about external behavior only. We're talking about the underlying intentions too. They both go hand in hand. They go both in parallel. Does that make sense? Any questions on this slide? It's certainly very straightforward. I think we all know what this is. Next is a form of gross stealing. Efforts through mind, body, or speech to obtain something through unethical or immoral means. And the examples would be stealing someone's money, property, or possessions, obtaining someone's property or possessions by cheating someone, doing business through unethical means such as selling inferior quality products or selling something through gross under or over evaluation in terms of its cost, not complying or finding loopholes with the income tax, pirated software and movies, stealing someone's data or getting access to someone's private information without their permission, which will include cybercrime nowadays. All these are a form of gross stealing, and this is unethical, immoral behavior. So what happens is when a person gets into this type of behavior, one, he has this excessive passion to the things or the possessions he has, so that he wants to acquire them by any means, whether they are immoral or unethical. Second, once he or she acquires it, then there is a fear of not losing it or fear of basically being caught because of this type of behavior. So that all leads to stress, and this is all a form of uncontained extreme stress. Pretty straightforward. Any questions? Okay. Next is a form of uncontrolled sexual desire. Uncontrolled sexual desire is basically efforts through mind, body, or speech to indulge in immoral or excessive sensual pleasure. The examples would be extramarital relationship or sex, premarital relationship or sex, prostitution, immoral means of sexual activities, rape or forcing someone into social or sexual relationship by taking advantage of their situation, and excessive sexual desire. These are all form of uncontrolled sexual patterns, basically, and that also leads to stress. It's kind of ironic. A lot of times, a lot of doctors now recommend sex as a form of relieving stress, but it kind of, according to the Jainism, it kind of contradicts that notion. Excessive desire basically leads to stress. Okay. Any questions until this point? Hello, who joined? Anyone else joined?
Hey Pradeep, this is Samkit.
Hi Samkit. Jai Janendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Hey,
Hey,
Pradeep.
hi Ankita. Hey, for your advantage, we can just do a little bit of recap. So we started from last time we covered this form of extreme violence, right? In the state of uncontained extreme stress. Now, this time we picked up from form of gross, deceitful, which is basically distorting facts or lying in any form with the intent of causing harm or to gain undeserved advantage. So we looked at some of the modes of it, like basically things that may cause someone to get stressed or someone to have a wrong belief, cause someone have excessive attachment, someone to get defame someone by relieving someone's private revealing someone's private matter, causing harm to someone's livelihood, uh, causing harm that to something that someone deserves, and to cause someone their punishment, which is undeserved punishment. And then along with that, any uncivilized speech or speech filled with passions like ego, insult, or hatred is considered untruth. And now, one thing to note is that even if someone is telling truth with the intent of harming something or hurting someone, that would be also called untruth here because of the intent are false. The intents are opposite of what they should be according to the true nature of soul, basically. So that's why it's all considered part of stress. And then we considered what are the form of gross stealing. So efforts through mind, body, or speech to obtain something through unethical or immoral means, which is basically stealing money, property, possessions, or obtaining property or possession by cheating or unethical means of doing business, not complying with income tax, pirated softwares, movies, stealing someone's data or getting access to someone's private information without their permission. All the form of cyber crimes are included into that. All these are the form of gross stealing. And what this leads to is stress. First, to acquire them by ethical means, so that's excessive attachment there. The second is once you acquire them is stress of not being caught or stress of things going away, someone else stealing it. So all this is excessive uncontained stress, extreme stress. Any questions up until this point?
Prerit, what would you how would you consider like work stress or work life situation? You know, there are so many people that are so always constantly thinking about work or uh, something like that. Which category would that belong in?
Yeah. Oh, just give me a minute. So after this, there is a form of limitless greed or possessiveness. So if there are a lot of people, right? All they think in their life the entire time is about their career and their how can they make more money. I mean, that's all their life is devoted to. So that type of stress is under form of limitless greed or possessiveness. And we will talk more about it. I know Pritesh and Samkit had a lot of questions on it last time, so we will discuss those questions as well. And so what we are starting with, just to give you an idea, we are starting with the most extreme form of stress, right? Which is unethical, immoral behaviors, and all those things. So and then even in the extreme form of stress, there are two parts that we noticed. One was contained and one was uncontained. We're starting with the worst form, and then we're progressively seeing different stages. So yes, what you asked will be covered in one of those stages, as we see. Is Saurabh here? Saurabh, are you here? Saurabh? Okay, Saurabh is not here so far. Okay. Any questions? Okay, now we are going to start with a form of uncontrolled sexual desire, which is efforts through mind, body, or speech to indulge in immoral or excessive sensual pleasure. This includes extramarital relationship or sex, premarital relationship or sex, prostitution, immoral means of sexual activities, rape, or forcing someone into social or sexual relationship by taking advantage of their situation. Excessive sexual desire with one's own partner is also considered this as a form of excessive uncontrolled sexual desire. That is also part of stress. Any questions up until this point? Okay. Next, we can go to form of limitless greed or possessiveness. So how do we define this? By the way, I mentioned earlier, we have taken this material straight out of Ratnakaran Shravakachar. Okay, so if you have questions about where to find reference to this material, you can refer to Jain scripture called Ratnakaran Shravakachar. You can find it on two websites, atmadharma.com or jana.org. And in Ratnakaran Shravakachar, you can find all this detail. All we have done is taken this and just translated here. what is limitless greed? Effort, efforts through mind, body, or speech to acquire unlimited wealth or to acquire them through unethical, immoral, and violent means. So examples would be desire to earn unlimited amount of money or possessions, desire to earn money or possessions through unethical, immoral, or violent professions or methods. So this is where we had lots of questions last time, right? How do we define, okay, well, what is limitless, right? For someone, something may be enough, and for some people, no matter how much you give, it's not enough. People may have their own definition. So in Jainism, basically what Jainism recommends, at least layman's code of conduct recommends, is that you have some limits, some practical limits for yourself, uh, to, to which you can contain your kashayas, basically. So once you have that limit, no matter, even though that limit may be higher than what you may be earning right now, like for example, perhaps you may be earning like say $3,000 per month now, and suppose your limit is, okay, I won't look more than 6,000. Okay, that's fine. Even if you have the limit, you're not going to look, if you follow that limit, you're not going to look beyond it, and you're not going to be excessively contained with the thoughts of how do I make unlimited amount of money, and thinking all the time. So as long as there is some limit, basically that's considered limitless. Now, if we cheat ourselves, right? If we say okay, $1 million per month is going to be my limit. I mean, we know that's just cheating to ourselves. It's as good as having unlimited. So one has to know that practical limits, and basically purpose of this limit is basically to limit our own kashayas. It's not to show anyone or not to have a demonstration. So basically have some limit determined, considering your own situation in life, basically where you are and where you want to be. Consider have some limit. But if we don't have that limit, then what happens is we are continuously thinking about how to make more money and possessions, and there is no room for any other thoughts in life, and that's limitless greed or possessiveness. Does that make sense? Any questions at this point? Saurabh, are you there? Saurabh?
Hello.
Saurabh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Saurabh, last time we had a lot of questions regarding what's considered unlimited greed or limitless greed. So can you help us understand? Someone may say that okay, only a few $1,000s are enough. I mean, I just need this much. And someone may say, okay, there is a higher limit for them. So how do we define this unlimited uh, greed or limitless greed? How do we say that it's limited?
Yeah, limited, it means those things which can fulfill our daily requirements, those things which can drive easily our domestic life, I think that are sufficient. And if you think about the greed, so there is no limit of greed. There is a sentence in our Jain Grantha, or Jain principles. Uh, it is the swarup of greed that greed greed is so huge and so vast that this whole universe will be only a point in the ball of in the ditch of greed. It means we just want to acquire whole world, the things, the pleasures of whole world, but it is not possible. So if we say that what extent we must put the limit to our greed. So, as per Charnani Yoga instruct us that you must make your limits of your clothes, limits of your earning, limits of your just property, and accordingly you must earn money, and you must be satisfied. You must have santosh only in that. Prerit.
Saurabh, but one question here. Suppose I may have drawn my limit, right? Say, in my life, I will not seek to earn more than certain amount of money, okay? Whatever that limit is. Now, suppose what may happen, like, time to time, what may happen is, suppose we get promotion or we get some opportunity in life where we do, with punya, we do get on more than that. then what do we do with that money?
Okay. It's a good question. Today in our YGP class in Indore, I was discussing about this topic, and I told them that Mukesh Ambani is having a 40,000 crore rupees and a $40,000 millions dollars. He is having property and he is pleasant. Once we consider that he is pleasant, and we are having only 4 lakhs dollar, and we are also with good pleasure. We are also living good comfortable life. It means a thing which he has purchased by paying 40,000 millions dollar, and we have purchased in only $4,000. It means we have purchased same thing in cheap money, in cheap way, and he is just purchasing that in expensive way. And as you say that if I just got good opportunity and there is a way to earn lots of money, of course, first of all, you will have to think that this earning money will disturb my swadhyay or will be helpful in my swadhyay. As I think, what I think that those things which would be helpful in my swadhyay, definitely that must be done. But those things which are barrier in my swadhyay, I will not do. Even earning money, even relationship, even social status, anything which is barrier in my swadhyay, I would not accept that in my way. So you will have to think over there that if this earning money, lots of earning money will help to get me more pleasure and will get just will be helpful for my more and more swadhyay, definitely you can earn. But if you think that I will have to spend more and more time in my office, there will be no space for my family, there will be no space for my AP class, my self study. So uh, as I think that strictly we must not earn that kind of money which may be hurl in our swadhyay.
So Saurabh, essentially what you're trying to say is that in our life, we have to have clear priorities about everything, right? That not just the financial responsibility, but our spiritual welfare, our family life, and we should have decent balance about it. And
Yeah,
if earning more money is taking that balance away in life, just towards one particular priority of earning money, then that may that may not be a healthy state for us to go into. So if we are earning money that way, then that's not recommended. But if we have an opportunity which is kind of augmenting that balance, so for example, if someone has an opportunity to earn lots of money at once, to which they can just completely, uh, they can completely fulfill all their responsibilities for their entire life by earning that money. And then why not, right? If that person can set limits, that okay, after I earn this amount of money, then I'm going to be done with my uh, desire to earn more and more money, and then with whatever money, I will live my rest of my life and fulfill my responsibilities and dedicate the extra time to my personal and spiritual life. Is that right,
yeah,
sir?
right. It means, do you know, we have received many instruction in Chananyug. Chananyug says that you have divided your money in 10 parts. Do you know, it is the management of Jain religion. Jain religion says that you must divide your money in 10 parts. So I'm just telling you some parts. One part for your family, one part for only yourself, one part for rainy days, one part for donation. It means these type of 10 parts must be just, we must divide our money in 10 parts.
Saurabh,
So
can you
generally,
specify that which one was the third one? First one for yourself, second for the family, third one for
donation,
donation, and then which one?
Rainy
and
day.
for rainy days, fourth one for rainy days.
Rainy days. What is that?
Rainy days means for bad days. If it
Oh,
comes in my life, so
contingency planning, basically. Basically
yeah,
for difficult times in life, some
yeah,
margin. Okay.
yeah, difficult time in the life.
Okay. I see.
So
So Saurabh,
these type of,
another question. What if we are in a situation where we are going to be earning more than the limit that we have set, but we know that even by earning that more money, it's not going it's not going to help us just get rid of our extra responsibility and focus in our spiritual life or towards our spiritual welfare. But what's going to happen is that that money would be spent in just luxurious forms of life. So then what do we do with that extra money then? They just come by punya, right? We may have set the limit, but they come, but we know they come, they would be spent in luxurious and unethical and excessive luxurious manner. What do
Would
we do with that?
would donating that help?
No, 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 no. Donation must not be a priority in just a Stravak life. Donation is a part of your spiritual life. Donation is not complete that you will just complete your spiritual responsibility if you donate something. Donation it means that you are studying Jain religion and your just a heart is so kind, your heart is so good that you think that this Jain religion must be known by each and every one in this world. So that is a part, that's a kind of donation. But if you think that I must earn lots of money to spread Jain religion, even you are disturbing your swadhyay, even you are disturbing your peace of mind, so that is not proper.
Yeah,
And
so what you are saying is that we should not try to unnecessarily force ourselves to earn more money with the intent that I want to donate more by earning more, right? That's not
yeah,
what we want. But suppose if we are not doing that, with just a stroke of luck, if we had an opportunity to earn more than that we require or more than the limit we set, but we know that extra money that comes, if they come, then they will be spent in luxurious things in life. That will lead us to further increasing possessiveness and greed. So what do we do with that extra money then? That's the question that Nishit had. Can we donate that money
yeah,
then? Should
yeah,
we?
yeah.
Is that right to
You
donate?
can donate, of course, if you are just not interested to have your luxurious life, and if you are not interested to spend your money useless things, so of course you can donate. It's a good thing, and uh, there is a just instruction in our Jain Granthas that there is a crow who divides his meal in another crows. That's like that. We are Sravak, so we must use some part of our money in spreading Jain religion, in helping our just sadharmis, in supporting just Jain temples, in printing Jain granthas. We must just donate like this if you are having extra money.
I want to address one of the major misconceptions a lot of people have when they listen to Jain religion. Always, a lot of times when people talk about Jain philosophy, a lot of people say that why
Yeah,
are we
someone.
talking about the philosophy? No, we should just do good deeds in life. We should just help people. A lot of people don't have food and water. We should just provide them food and water and do just good things in life, and that should be our dharma, or that should be our only duty in life. A lot of people has this argument. Now, I would like to basically ask everyone here, when can you do maximum donation? In order to do donation, you have to have your kashayas reduced, right? If you don't have your greed reduced, or if we don't have our greed attachment reduced towards our objects, can we ever do donation? The first requirement to donate is to have greed reduced. And when greed is reduced or less intense, then when we see examples where other people may need something, we're automatically going to have intentions to donate that money, because we know that we don't need it and other people may need it, and we don't have that much greed or attachment. So we're automatically going to donate it. The second thing I want to address is, suppose you have $1,000 to give away to someone, right? Who would you give it to? Like, would you just give it to someone for just one time food, or would you think about making an arrangement so that they can continuously earn money and sustain their life, like their livelihood? What would be the right way to donate? What do you think? Just one time donation or sustaining their life? Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, Dr. Keaton.
I would say that it depends on the circumstance. I think, Parith, most of the time, teaching the person by using the money to teach the person how to continuously improve their life is the best resource. But having said that, I can see certain circumstances in which a one-time donation can make a lot of good in certain circumstances.
No, you're absolutely right. I think what I'm going after is, suppose I'm trying to make a point. Okay, so that's why I'm bringing this example. Suppose you have two options. One is to invest in someone's livelihood, where you can, through that effort, you can sustain his livelihood. You can get him a job, or getting him to have a skills. Other example is where your donation would help him just one time, and that's just a one-time advantage, and then will do nothing else. Whatever else might that be? Suppose you give them like expensive clothes or something else. What would you prefer? What would be more beneficial to that person?
Right. Of course, it'll be more beneficial if you find a way for them to continually perpetuate to improve their life by giving a donation. That is
That's right.
optimal.
Yeah, that's right. The second example is, the other thing that we keep in mind is, like, when we donate, we look at the ability of the eligibility of the person. If we know that the donation that we give to a person is going to spend in alcohol and cigarettes and drugs, then there is no point to that donation, right? So that's exactly what Jainism is saying, that before you give donation, first of all, verify that you have ability to give donation. Because if you don't have ability to give donation, and if you give donation, your life will be miserable. First, we have to reduce our greed so that we can voluntarily and willingly donate. So that's what Jainism is teaching. Second, when we have less greed, then Jainism also shows us on who to donate, how to donate, what to donate. And those are very important aspects of how to do dan and how to do donation. And then we can consider that all those aspects later on when we study those topics. Here our topic is only to have a discuss form of limitless greed. Okay, are there any other questions?
Over here, desire to earn unlimited amount of money or possessions. So the main reason is that this whole world is just trying to find real pleasure from money, but it is not true. In just searching more and more pleasure, he is trying to earn more and more money. But he fails. He fails to get real peace of mind and pleasure. At last, when at the end of his life, he thinks that I have earned lots of money, but I have not earned a bit of real pleasure of peace of mind. If someone thinks that the thing which is not there, so you cannot find in that real pleasure of peace of mind is not in money. Money is only part in our life that it just provides us the daily routine or daily essential which supports our body and which just supports our family members. Okay, it is only part of money, but most of the person, even in India, there are many scam. There are many government employee scams. So in MP, there was a clerk. Clerk, it means a lower labor employee in government department. On record, he's just getting only 10,000 rupees salary per month. It's a very little amount. But when CBI just probe, so he was owner of 100 crores. 100 crores. It means plot and just property, gold, silver, cash, locker. So huge amount of money. Everyone was shocked that a clerk who is earning on record 10,000 rupees per month and he's owner of 100 crores. So after just reading that news, what I found there that this person was trying to get real pleasure by thinking that if I just earn more and more money, definitely I will get more and more pleasure. But this is not true. As I have just told you that uh, those things which are supportive in my spiritual life or in my swadhyaya, definitely I will adopt that. I will do that. But those things which are barrier, which are hurdles in my life, in my spiritual life, definitely I would not do that. More and more money, if just it creates problem in your life, so you must not try to earn more and more money, because it is as all of you know that having more and more money is only result of your punya ka uday. It is only your punya uday. Okay, so if we talk about donation, if we talk about just supporting others, so this world doesn't know the real donation of knowledge is also donation of money, donation of just medicines. these kind of donation also in our granthas. But this whole world considers that only humanity. If you support someone, if you give some food to someone, if you give some clothes to someone, this is only religion. This is only spiritual things, but it is not true. It is the result of kind-heartedness of a spiritual person, which results spreading religion, which results supporting people, which results just caring family members, which results just to be a social. Okay, Prerit ji.
And it's important to give someone that they need, but it's also more important to make sure that they have a right knowledge and right understanding about things in life. Because just like the example, if the person is really ignorant and is into bad habits such as alcohol and drugs and cigarettes and all those, then the money you give is going to be waste. So just like that, what Jain philosophy is teaching us is the right knowledge in life, right perspective in life, right values in life. And so, if we follow that, I mean, giving that is more important, like someone, before we give that money. Like if someone is in those habits, moral habits, and first thing that person needs is that right knowledge. Without the knowledge, no matter what donation you give, it's just a waste. So just like that, this Jain philosophy itself is a donation to us, that it's imparting right knowledge to us, right perspective in life, so that whatever we have, we are not wasting, and we are making proper utilization. We are progressing in life towards right happiness, right form of
Very,
happiness.
very quick question here. So, as you mentioned, spreading Jain philosophies is probably the biggest donation you can do to someone. But shouldn't you consider the person's state of mind or where they are in life before trying to spread it? Because if they're not willing to listen, or um, if they're gonna outright reject you or even poke fun at you for trying to spread, then you shouldn't necessarily try to do that, right?
Yeah, so there are guidelines in Jain religion in terms of who and basically who the audience, what are the right qualities of audience, what are the right qualities of the speaker, or the shrota, basically, or shrota and vakta, basically. So all these guidelines and things should be kept in mind before doing that. So there are detailed guidelines on how and what should be done regarding a particular state of mind. So suppose, like, take an example, there is no one size fit all. Okay, suppose you have someone coming at your door who is extremely injured right now. You're not going to try to preach philosophy in front of him at that point in time. First thing you're going to do is to treat him, bring him to the proper state of health and proper state of mind and well-being. You may inquire through that person, hey, what really happened, and understand his state of mind, and then you can try to help in some other ways. So similarly, if someone is extremely hungry or thirsty, they're not going to be in a state of mind to listen. It's first thing you're going to do is to give them some food. Food in our limits, right? Vegetarian, non-violent food. Uh, Once they are in right state of mind, then you can evaluate and then you can give them right knowledge. But what we want to clarify here is a lot of time people just consider that, okay, humanity is the only religion, is people giving food and employment, that's the only thing in life. So that's in the larger context, that type of attitude is more like giving someone one time donation. Because think about this, if we don't have this right spiritual knowledge, what's going to happen is kashayas are not going to go down. And with more and more kashayas, that person is always going to become more and more unhappy and going to be led in a wrong direction in life. So in a larger context, even if you just arrange food and employment, and if you just stop there, that's not the ideal benefit that that person can get. In a larger context, not only giving food and employment, but along with that, having the right knowledge and right understanding of Jain philosophical concepts is extremely important. If person is not willing to understand it or not willing to even listen to it, that's their choice, right? You did what you do at that point in time. Now that's their choice. It's kind of like you try to get someone out of alcohol and tobacco, but they didn't want to get out of it. So you did one time effort. You made one time effort to do whatever you could. But now they're indulging in those same habits. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to donate them? Nishit, are you going to continue to donate them?
No, not necessarily.
Because if they're indulging in those wrong habits over and over again, there's no point of the donation, right? So similarly, this is a larger context that we should keep in mind.
In this context, there was an argument with my office colleague. So he was just arguing with me that religion, it means only that we must provide happiness to each and every person. Even if a person is happy by providing alcohol, we must provide that. If a person is happy by providing non-vegetarian, we must give that. If person is just happy in prostitution, we must make facilities like that. So anyone can give answer. This is the way of religion or spirituality, or to get a real pleasure, or this is wrong thing.
The fundamental basis of
God,
your
this is a wrong
question.
thing.
The fundamental basis of your question is, what is happiness? The mithyatva gnan of what other people consider what happiness is the root of making those wrong decisions. Understanding what true happiness is, and the one thing that I like to always remember is that anything that causes transitory or temporary happiness is not true happiness.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Understanding what true happiness is first what you have to do to make the right next step.
Okay,
Very good point.
you have just listened this proverb that charity begins with your home. Okay, so you must start charity from your home. Like that, you must start the real pleasure by your soul. It means you must try to get real pleasure first of all from your soul. Then you must define that how can I provide pleasure to others. So as just Ketanji just told that those things which provide transitory happiness, momentary happiness, that is not real happiness. And each and everybody knows the causes, side effects, and of alcohol, non-vegetarian, and it's the bad habits. Okay, Predikji.
Yeah. Another thing is, if we don't have this right spiritual knowledge, then the donation that occurs with the doership, that I am doing it, and egoism, and or some expectations that by doing this I will get something in return, either through my punyas or either in return. And that type of donation is not really donation, right? If someone is doing a donation, some political gains, like some politician, right? Would you consider a donation, or would you consider it a politics? Although the physical action may be the same, physical action may be just a giving someone or some poor people. But would it be a donation or would it be a politics? And if it is not donation, why would you not call it a donation? It's still a help to a poor people, right? If a politician with a political intent, for the intent of political gain, is giving something to poor people, poor person is still being helped. So why would you not call it a donation? Real donation, I would say. Anyone?
I think it's. Are you talking about political donations?
I mean, like, so any
Political
donation
contribution?
done with the flawed intention, right? In this example, I just use an example of a politician who is doing donation with the political gain. He has no intention to help someone. He knows that he's getting some political mileage, political publicity out of it through media or whatever, through helping someone. So he's doing it. So in this case, the poor person is still being helped. But would you call it a real donation or not?
No. They're doing
Why?
it for their own self-interest.
So
So,
the intent is a self-interest.
yeah.
Yeah. So the intent is flawed, and that's why you wouldn't call it a donation. You would call it a political gimmick, basically. So just like that, without right spiritual knowledge, right understanding, even if we do a lot of donations, billions of dollars, that's all and good. But that's all actually done with a lot of unknown. Sometimes we don't even recognize that egoism and the expectations that we have in return out of it. So all that donation is done with the wrong intent and wrong with the wrong mind. Okay. So other forms of unlimited greed is the desire to earn money or possessions through unethical, immoral, and violent professions. So here there is no limit even in the way the person wants to earn money. There is, if a person keeps some limit that I would never slaughter an animal to earn money, or I would never ever do unethical behavior to earn money, then there is some limit in his possession, right? So that's why we need to limit that. There is a desire to earn excessive money through unethical, immoral, violent professions, also called limitless greed. Inconsiderate and irrational spending and acquiring debt. The person will do that type of spending only when he has limitless greed. Acquiring objects made through unethical, immoral, and violent means, and not setting limits for worldly goals and desires. So dedicating all the time in life and thinking all the priorities towards financial priorities in life is also limitless greed and possessiveness.
Okay, in this context about greed, I usually just say in my classes that a person who wants to, a lady, we can say a lady who she just want to spend more and more money to be beautiful. So usually I say that a person who is beautiful or handsome will always be beautiful, but the person or lady, they are not actual handsome or beautiful. They will not be handsome and beautiful in any way in spending lots of money. A lady who is beautiful, definitely she will wear a simple dress, simple ornaments, she will look beautiful. But a lady who is not beautiful by his body, by nature, or by namkaran, so definitely by spending lots of money, if she just wear expensive clothes, having lots of jewelry, diamond jewelry, etc., she will not be beautiful. Like that, we say that if you are good, then you can fulfill your need in little amount of money. For example, there is a famous dialogue in that movie Three Idiots. uh, my watch is having worth rupees 1,000 and your watch is having worth rupees 4 lakhs. Both will show same time. My watch will just show 9 o'clock and your watch will show 9 o'clock, so it doesn't any difference. Like that, those person who are more greedious, they want to have they have more and more luxurious life, so it's a wastage of time because there's no limit of luxury. Okay, Prerit ji.
Okay, so that was a form of limitless greed or possessiveness. Any questions? See, what makes us really dangerous or uncontained form of stress, extreme stress, is as Ethan mentioned, is a wrong belief that is coupled with this limitless greed. It becomes limitless because of that wrong belief, mainly. If a person doesn't have that wrong belief, he or she will not hesitate to have some limits on it. Okay, any questions until this point? I know we had lots of.
I have one question to just to all except you. My question is that we are earning lots of money. What we have targeted, what we would do of this money? As you know that a person who is Jain, Preriji, a person who has just got birth in Jain family, definitely he will not just live bad standard life. He will have just common essential whole life. So what we have targeted by earning lots of money, ultimately what we will do of all this money, because one day we will go away. One day we will go away somewhere, and my are just all money, property, each and everything will be here. So what we have just targeted. Pritesh ji is there. I think he is driving. Okay, Priyanka.
Sorry, Saurabh. What was the question? What will be achieved with this money?
My question is that what we have fixed a target, what we will do of this money earning lots of money, because our daily essential or daily requirements will be fulfilled automatically if we have just got birds in Jain religion, Jain family.
Right. So what's the point in earning a whole lot of money? Is that the question?
Yeah, my question is that what is the target? What is the target to earn lots of money?
What will you do with that lots of money? If you
Yeah.
want to earn lots of money, what will you do with it?
Well, generally, I mean, I can speak on for myself. So you would plan like have a house, have a car, and enough money so that your kids can go to school and be raised. So that's basically when they grow up, and for emergencies, if there are any emergencies, you would plan. So these are the few basic things that you would plan for, and the rest of the money is just going to be lying around. There is no real benefit of that, but that basic requirement is what I think that. I can speak only for myself. Everyone probably has a different.
Okay, another one. I will tell you what I think. Chetanji, what do you think?
I think that one of the key underlying facets to that question is who's the doer there? Who's the doer? Many times what we're saying is I'm going to earn lots of money so that I can put it in the
Can
bank.
you put on hold? We can't hear Ketan.
Put on mute.
Hey, Pritesh, can you go on mute? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Ketan.
So one of the key issues there is who's the doer? Who's the one who's making the money? And who are you? That is one of the key issues as I try to think about it. But also it is our mithyatva that we think that if we earn lots of money and even if we die with lots of money, then we can give it to our children and our children will be well taken care of, etc. But the reality is that is not the way it works. The reality is that each of our children will come in with their own set of punya bhav that will result in what their fate will be. That we do not have control over it. It is our mithyatva that we think that we have control over all of these things that leads to the problem in the first place.
Yeah, right, absolutely.
Very true.
And another one.
Yeah,
I'm
it
telling.
is. It is because of our mithyatva that we think that I am making my kid more happy with providing them all the facilities. I'm supporting them with all the money and all the other stuff. But it is with all their punya and what they'll have, and whatever we may we may uh, uh, we may keep things for them, but they will have what they will have. It's not up to us, and we should think that what we can do for our own soul, or we can, as you said, like donating, not especially donating, like spending money in in the temples and building temples, in making others know about Jain religion, making others, helping others in reading Jainism, so that they can know about the true happiness. And yeah, basically that is the point.
I want to bring a point here. A lot of times when we see a poor person, like someone really poor who doesn't have a food or anything to live, no house or nothing like that, right? Most of the time, I think when we have a compassion towards them, our compassion is due to what? We most of the time think that that person don't have a food, or that person don't have a water or a livelihood. So most of the time our compassion is because of their external circumstances, not because how happy or unhappy they are due to their own kashas. Real compassion we should have is for their kashas, right? That they are being unhappy due to their own kashas because of that ignorance. That should be the real compassion. But because of our own mithyatva, because of our own mistakes, since we are also in mithyatva, we think that that unhappiness is due to the circumstances. So the compassion we feel is because of not having food, not having water. Because if we go to Jain Muni would not have even fraction of what that poor person have. But we would not have that compassion. We would have so much respect towards them, right? So it's like our own mithyatva. Even when we have compassion, there is our own mithyatva coupled with that compassion that we never ever realize.
Look, what I think, I'm just telling you in Hindi. मैं ऐसा सोचता हूँ कि हम बहुत पैसा जोड़ते हैं ना, ऐसा सोच के कि बुरे दिन में काम में आएगा. मैं जैन सिद्धांतों से बोलता हूँ, पता है बुरे दिन में कोई काम में नहीं आता और अच्छे दिन में कोई बुरा ही नहीं होता.
आती नहीं है.
अच्छे दिनों में कोई बुरा नहीं होता. Everybody will support you in your good days, and
Right.
no one will support you in your bad days.
In your
Then
bad
what is
days.
the need to waste a time in all these things? मतलब मैं ऐसा बोलता हूँ कि एक आदमी पैसे वाला है, उसके अच्छे दिन में पता है प्रेम जी, उसके सारे दुश्मन उसको रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, सारे रिश्तेदार, सारे फैमिली मेंबर्स, सारे फ्रेंड्स, दे जस्ट पे रिस्पेक्ट. और जब बुरे दिन आते हैं ना, तो उसकी वाइफ, उसके पेरेंट्स, उसके दोस्त कुछ नहीं करते. तो मैं जो जैन सिद्धांत पढ़ा, मैंने ये पाया कि अच्छे दिन में तो सब सपोर्ट करेंगे ना, और बुरे दिन में कोई सपोर्ट करेगा नहीं. Then why we just make so long planning that after 20 years when I will grow old, this will support. Well, this planning is also has sense in Jain Grithas, but we must not think about more about this thing, and we must not take lots of worry about this thing कि मैं इतना पैसा जोड़ लूंगा तो मैं सेफ हो जाऊंगा. कोई सेफ नहीं है. मैं एक्सपीरियंस से बोलता हूँ, जैन प्रिंसिपल से बोलता हूँ. केतन जी, हमारे
क्लासिकल पैराडॉक्स ऑफ इंडियन सोसाइटी कि पहले जो सोचते थे ना कि मेरे बेटे होंगे तो मैं सेफ हो जाऊंगा, मेरी बेटी हुई तो आई एम नॉट सेफ. दैट जस्ट कम्स फ्रॉम दिस मिथ्यात्व, राइट? दैट ये जो गलत मान्यता है समाज में, कुरिवाज है, ये गलत मान्यताओं में से आ रहे हैं, मिथ्यात्व में से आ रहे हैं. लोगों को वो तो बुरा लगता है लोगों को, ये ऐसा लड़कियों को ऐसा ट्रीट करते हैं, they treat girls badly. People never realize the true root cause behind it, which is the wrong belief, मिथ्यात्व.
अच्छा, इसमें क्या बोलते हैं लोग, बहुत सारे लोग जैसे आपके अमेरिका वालों को कोसते हैं, वो मेरी काफी लोगों से डिस्कस होता है, वो ऐसा बोलते हैं, डू यू नो सौरभ जी, those Indians who are living in America, they are living in isolation, they are living in so pain. मैं उनको ऐसा बोलता हूँ, वो मतलब मुझे ऐसा बोलते हैं, देखिए सौरभ जी, यूएस में कोई बीमार हो जाए ना, तो वहां तो कोई फैमिली वाला भी नहीं है उसको सपोर्ट करने के लिए. मैंने उनको ये आंसर दिया, मैंने ये कहा कि मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि वो अमेरिका में बहुत अच्छी तरह से रह रहे हैं, मैं तो आपको जैन प्रिंसिपल बोल रहा हूँ. मैंने उनको ये बताया कि मेरा सर दर्द कर रहा है, मेरे साथ 100 लोग खड़े हों, और यूएस में प्रेरित जी का सर दर्द कर रहा है, उनके साथ कोई भी नहीं हो, तो भी जो सर दर्द की पीड़ा है ना, जो पेन है ना, वो सेम है हम दोनों में. मतलब वो पाप का उदय कोई नहीं टाल सकता. मेरे साथ 100 लोग हो तो भी नहीं टाल सकते, और प्रेरित जी के साथ कोई नहीं हो तो भी नहीं टाल सकते. मतलब द पेनफुल थिंग इज दैट this whole world is suffering from mithyat. This whole world is suffering from punya and paap ka uday. So why should we expect, why should we waste our time in so much of planning? मतलब ऐसा जैन रिलीजन बोलता है. अब हम अलग अलग प्रकार से अपने को सोचे तो सोचते रहे. क्यों प्रेरित जी?
Yeah, so to summarize, the Jain philosophy, the beauty of Jain philosophy is through Shravakacharya, it gives you the detailed guidelines and planning for your worldly life. At the same time, it helps you it helps you to getting excessively into unnecessary worries of this worldly life and kashayas and all those things. There is a very decent balance in Shravakacharya given to us. If we follow, we can definitely live peaceful and balanced life.
Okay, Nishit, is it clear for you, Nishit?
Yes, Saurav ji.
ये समझ में आया ना कि भाई जब हमारा पाप का उदय है, पुण्य का उदय है, तो सब लोग हमें हेल्प करते हैं, सपोर्ट करते हैं. और पाप के उदय में हमें कोई भी सपोर्ट नहीं करता, कोई भी, मतलब कोई भी नहीं करता. इवन आवर बॉडी डजंट सपोर्ट अस.
सौरभ जी, जो कहावत है वो गलत है ना, दुख तो बांटने से कम होता है.
तो क्या this whole world is, you know, living in delusion कि मेरे फैमिली मेंबर, मेरे दोस्त मेरे काम में आएंगे. पता कोई काम में नहीं आता. काम में नहीं आता, वो स्वार्थी हो जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है. Actual, if our body is suffering from fever, so who will support us? They can say
no control over it, right? They have no control over it. Even if they want to hug, they cannot hug.
They cannot. Jain religion so magical. क्या प्रीतेश जी, Jain religion is so magical. It provides you all kind of medicines, real medicines, to remove your mithya, to remove your delusions, to remove your confusions, to remove your anxieties, each and everything. It's, I feel really it's a magic. I have studied lots of religion, many religion, and what I found that the magic only in that religion. Okay, Preeti.
Okay. Any questions? I think we are out of time now. So any questions up until what we studied today? I'd just like to make one request to you everyone. If for some reason, if you happen to miss the class, we upload the recordings. Everyone knows where the recordings are. So make sure, like go through the session, the recording, so that you won't miss out any material. Because a lot of times later on, when we talk about different concepts, if you don't have a foundation of the earlier concepts, then you're going to have questions. You're not going to fully grasp it, and you won't enjoy it. Basically, so I truly urge, if you miss it, it's okay. You can. Everyone will miss once in a while, but go ahead and at least cover through recordings. Okay. So with that, next weekend, how many people are planning to be here? Anyone knows? I mean, if I'm thinking that we may just not have a class next weekend because the 4th of July, a lot of people may be traveling. So we will just continue with the class after 1 week, following weekend.
4th of July, it means long holiday. There.
Long holidays, sir. So a lot of people may be traveling and may not be here. So I was thinking maybe we won't have class next week and we'll just have it on the following week. Okay. All right. So everyone, thank you. See you all next time.
Jainendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.